Hey all, this is the how-to video on the growth assignment number 1. Now this assignment has many moving parts, but the outcome is not that difficult. It's just there's a lot of pieces to it. So let's go ahead and start looking at this. So in your growth assignment number 1 right here, this is where you'll be submitting it. Now this has the writing mini lesson right in here. But you can also either go to the module and click on the writing mini lesson number 1 from the module, or you can click it in right here, but I've also put it right down here for you. So we're going to look at it right down here, and because I feel that makes it easiest. But feel free to get this particular entering the conversation mini writing lesson from any one of those 3 places. So the first part, I'm not going to read this to you because you can read, but the first part is you just do in your mind, okay? The second part, writing, is also a conversation. Here talks about when you enter a conversation and like 2 people talking or more than 2 people talking, writing is also a conversation, and it's a good idea to it's not a good idea to jump in without having done some preparation first, just like you would want to do some preparation when you speak to people, because you need to speak to people in different tones depending on the situation. So you'll read this first page, you'll read the second page, okay? You will be using a soapstone, and you'll be using some stems. And I'll explain all that in just a minute. So when you summarize, you need to know the difference between fact and fiction, and you need to know what you are trying to say in your summary. So you want to provide your summary at the very beginning to set the stage for your role later on. This is referred to as they say, the they say part of your writing. What do they have to say? If you don't understand what the author is saying, it might be difficult to form your own opinion on the topic. So how to start? You first want to analyze your piece, whatever you're summarizing, and I give one to you in this assignment, in a soapstone. Now I'm going to scroll down here at the very bottom. Here's a soapstone. The speaker, occasion, audience, purpose, subject, tone. You are answering all these questions. Whose voice is telling the story? Remember that it's not enough to simply say the name of the speaker. What can you say about the speaker based on the references to the text? That would be in here. So this, you fill out a soapstone, you fill this out, and it will help you with your summary. I have given you a lot of tone words down here on the bottom part of your soapstone. Get it? It's soaps and then tone. Anyway, that will help you also in your writing. Now I'm going to give you a hint. If you're watching this video, your first semester final is based on tone. So it's really good idea to have some of these words in your vocabulary so they come easily when you're writing your final exam essay. So it will be very similar to this essay. I'll give you a reading just like I have done here. What is wrong with kids these days, from Parents Magazine, bumpers. And you'll read this, and then we're going to go back up here. We talked about how to start, doing the soapstone. Put yourself in the other writer's shoes, taking into account all the information you know about the author and the soapstone that you just did. And how would you feel in their position? Make sure you form an opinion. It may be hard to picture yourself as a parent, and this particular reading is on a parent's point of view, or a CEO of a large company, or an animal lover, or whatever the reading is about. But it is important to understand where the writer is coming from. So even if you don't have things in common with the writer, you will want to make sure you understand where the writer is coming from. We all write from our own experience, emotions, and values. So while you're doing the reading, the second time through, the first time through you read the reading, just kind of get an idea of what the author's saying. The second time through, try to find a quote to give credibility to your summary. A quote is concrete evidence that shows you are on the right track and providing a truthful and accurate representation of another person's work. You will need to give the context of the quote before and you provide the quote, then follow up with your own commentary and explanation of the meaning of the significance of the quote. This is often referred to as a quote sandwich. Here are some things to avoid, so make sure you read that. And then this is what you'll be turning in online. You'll give your soapstone to your EF at your monthly meeting, but you will write a 9-sentence following this template. So you're only writing 9 sentences. That is a precise summary. And now, just so you know, this is a really good way to write any summary. So when you write a summary, follow this 9-sentence template. Now, this is where I said there's many moving parts to this assignment. You have to follow what's called stems. There's an action stem, a quotation stem, a disagree, agree stem, an objection stem, a concession stem, and a claims matter stem. Where can you find these stems that will help you write your paper? It's right on this link. So you'll click on this link, and I actually have already opened it up. Whoops, that's not it. Let's see. I just need to find where I put it. Oh, I just had it. There we go. So these are ideas. Now, you will not be writing one for each one of these. You choose one of these. So you will put X, whoever the author is. Let's say the author's last name is Smith. You'll put Smith acknowledges that blank, or Smith agrees that blank. You're going to use one of these as your action stem. First, you will write an introduction. You will introduce the piece with the author's name and the subject. It's not simply enough to just write, this author's writing about parenthood, or this author. You need to explain a little bit more about the author and what the author is stating in one sentence. So you will use your stem to help you follow the format. And then you'll go on to the next one that says capture the authorial action, and you will go to the action stems and do that. And then you will go to a quotation. You will introduce a relevant quote. So you will find a quote that you feel is relevant, and you not only have to put the quote down, what the quote is, but you have to explain it in your own words. So here are the quotation stems. You'd put Smith states, and then you would put the quote, and then you would explain it in your own words. Okay? Then you will disagree with reasons why you disagree, or you will agree with a difference. I agree, however, maybe put more support or whatever difference, what you disagree. And again, you will go to the disagree stems or the agree stems. So this one you'll be choosing between the disagree and the agree. And then you will go to the objective stems. And in number 7, you will entertain an objection or name a naysayer, which is somebody who is very negative or always says no. That's a naysayer. So entertain an objection or name a naysayer. And again, you're going to explain it. Here is the objection stem. Now, where is it? Where is the objection stem? This is where you go and you click at the bottom on page 2. I could not fit them all on one page, so they're on 2 pages. There's the objection stems, the same with the concession stem and the claims matter stem. So you will follow one of these. Again, you're only choosing one stem per sentence. So it's an assignment that you're only writing 9 sentences for. But as I said, there's a lot of many moving parts. So you want to make sure you follow the stems, because that's where your grade will come from. You'll need to turn in your soapstone to your EF. So make sure you are reading this mini lesson very, very carefully, because there's a lot of parts to it. So there's the introduction, and then there's this template, then there's the article, then there's the soapstone. Now there's one more part that if you go, I have it down here, but you will not be able to see it on here. So if you go back to your module and go to module 4, here we go, you will see that there's a rubric. I will move this up here, but right now it's down here. You'll see there's a rubric for this, and this is how this will be graded. Did you use your stems? Full credit if you used it, period. Okay. Then there's an action stem, how well you used it, the relative quote stem, the quotation stems, the disagree or agree with stem, objection stem, the concession stem, and the claims matter stem, and then mechanics and grammar. So just make sure you know that you'll be getting basically points for each one of those sentences. So good luck, and I hope this explained this assignment very well for you.